That's crazy. Alan, we have seen episode 5, and I'm gonna cut right to it. This is the best episode. Well, when I say best, I mean best of the worst. Meaning the rest of it is so just dismissible, bad dialogue. And by the way, terrible dialogue in this show, in this episode. This was, and we are in spoilers territory. Warning right now. We will be talking spoilers right off the bat. So leave if you care. But this is Smilo Ren. Smilo Ren does not have a name. But
by the way, our numbers are now increasing since you've said that.
Yeah, more people are joining. Smilo Ren, here's the quick synopsis of this episode. Smilo Ren was revealed. The identity, you predicted it, Alan. Who is Smilo Ren?
It's Kirill. Kieran. Quirrell.
Keemer. What? Keemer.
Yeah.
Was
but
revealed.
But he goes by the Stranger.
Yeah, the Stranger. He never said a name. I don't have a name. You might call me Sith. He basically wiped out and killed everyone, which was unexpected. And some of the lightsaber moves are pretty cool. Whipping a lightsaber. Like, no, I'm serious.
Okay.
He skewered one Jedi and then force pulled another into
that doesn't mean anything. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
What I'm saying, let me get to it.
Yeah, I know. Go.
Some cool lightsaber stuff that we'd never seen before, was original, and I didn't care because I didn't really care about these characters. All the ones that were killed early on were like Jedi. We never learned their names. Right. But overall, it was like, oh, interesting. And then there's the conflict between the twins. And when they speak, the dialogue is so bad. I just didn't care. That's up my broad brush strokes of episode 5. Alan, what did you think?
Yeah, it was bad. It was just, I don't know that I would say it was bad. I just think continuing the bland and uninspiring. I will say kudos to Disney for screwing around with IMDb and putting Jodie Turner-Smith as having appeared in 5 episodes or will appear in 5 episodes. And then was it Jacinto appearing in only 1 episode. So good job to throw people off. But I think, your comment of I don't care comes into play here, because now that we know who Smilo Ren is, this is the thing I'm so frustrated about with this series. Okay, now that Keemer is Smilo Ren, well, why do we care, or what's the motivation? I've talked to people about this. I go, when we were discussing the identity of who Smilo Ren is, I brought up Keemer, a couple other people, but ultimately the question was, well, why does that matter? What's the motivation? And the common response I got from people I talked to was, well, you just have to stay tuned and find out. And I'm like, but you need to motivate me to want to stay tuned. That's not a reason for me I'm going to stick with this series to finally figure out why Keemer did what he did. And this is indicative of the entire series of why did this happen? Why is that happening? Well, it'll be revealed in a further episode. That's not why you watch a television show. You should be inspired and want to know want to know what the answers are and be excited about that. And I'm just not excited. I don't care. And that's again my problem with this entire series. The other thing that I'm having a problem with is, most movies have protagonists and antagonists. So who are the protagonists? Who are the antagonists? May and Osha switch places so much that who am I rooting for? In fact, who am I rooting for? Who do I want to live? Who do I want to die? Soul was a guy we kind of liked, but they're setting him up as a guy who probably doesn't deserve to live anymore, just like Torben did. So who am I rooting for? Yeah, and this is the entire. I just feel like there's zero morality, zero values that Leslie Headland has in her life. That she, this is a show that has no values, no human values whatsoever, and so it's like there's only one reason I'm sticking with the series, and that's the grift, so that we can make money off of it. And so thank you for that, Disney.
Well, at least you are honest. I got to show you something here. This dropped today.
Mm-hmm.
It's the helmet for the stranger.
Yay!
From the Acolyte. You can pre-order it for $100, and it comes out in fall 2025.
Really?
There's a helmet surrounded by like 100 ads.
So you can't buy it now. You can get it a year from now.
Pre-order it for $100, and you'll get it in fall of 2025. What do you think, Alan?
Well, compared to the Riva lightsaber, I would buy this one over it.
Yeah, I mean, the design is kind of weird. It looks like a raptor or whatever. Weird.
But I mean, I'll admit it's kind of cool. I kind of dig it. I would never buy that. Now you got to turn the mic off when you cough, not the camera.
Yeah, I turn the camera off when I. No, look, we can nitpick everything that happened, but almost everything had some dumb consequence.
Yeah,
the whole thing with like May switching places with her sister.
Oh, the haircut.
Yeah, she cuts her hair. Her sister is unconscious. She takes off all her sister's clothes, puts her clothes on, takes her clothes off. Her sister's naked and puts her clothes. It's like she roofied her sister and is now switching clothes. It's, when you actually think about it, it's dumb. And then Jackie, her death. So all these characters have been introduced. They all have action figures. Here's the cast of the Acolyte. They're all dead, which I gotta say, I admire that. I admire that. Like, I didn't expect it. I was like, that's pretty bold. Unless this was a dream or a vision. And they're all back next episode.
Oh, don't bring that. Don't introduce that possibility.
I would not put it past them that they didn't die, and they're all coming back because there's flashbacks. Remember?
Yeah. First of all, Jackie. Did you notice the way Jackie dies?
Yes.
3 lightsabers to the chest, but you could clearly see none of them hit major organs. So is she
could
dead?
She live?
Did she live? I mean, she got a lightsaber to the chest. I mean, we now know that that's not fatal. So did she live? And what would be, for someone said that the lightsaber battles in this were going to rival Duel of the Fates from Phantom Menace. Maybe it's me, but was that the moment when they were fighting, when Smiler Ren was fighting all those Jedi being blocked by the forest? And then the Jedi are so stupid. They do ninja fighting, where one ninja goes in one at a time and then gets killed, and then the next one goes in.
Yeah.
And then fighting should have a point and a purpose. I mentioned this. This happens in wrestling. This should happen here. But what is the point of having this fight? Are you going to kill your enemy? Are you going to subdue your enemy? It goes back to Star Wars choreography. It's about the choreography. It's not about the fight.
Well, its action tells the story. The story here was kill all these Jedi, which on its face, I think is a cool idea. the way it was executed. Oh man, the part where OSHA took her robot. I love you, Pip, and turned the robot into a flashlight that attracted the giant moth creatures.
Yeah.
Which only took him away for a little bit. What?
Well, worse than that, immediately before that, Sol was about to slice Smiler Ren's head off with a lightsaber. But OSHA stopped him. And then that's when they go into putting the flashlight on his back, and then the monsters get it. So would it have been? I mean, he could have killed him for sure the first time by slicing his head off. It just goes to how bad of a writer Leslie Headland is, and I will still submit that she's better than Dave Filoni.
And I'll say this too. It wasn't bad when no one was talking, because I'm sitting there during the action. I'm like, oh, something's actually happening in this show. People die, like secrets are revealed. But then the dialogue kicks in. Amanda Stenberg is she's not good in this part. Like, she just isn't. And even worse, that video she did, that sort of, that music video.
Yes.
The
one that looks great with the sound off.
Right. She's a very attractive woman. She's very attractive. They make her ugly and schlumpy in this. They literally uglify all the women in the show, make them all look ugly in ill-fitting robes. There's no, my God, why can't women in Disney be like women? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and then we're left with, okay, OSHA and May switch places, and Soul can't sense that. Yeah. He can't sense that they've switched. I think unless Soul is playing May, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's an idiot, and the Jedi are dumb.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've been saying this since Kenobi. The Force is a plot convenience. It serves only to it exists only to serve the plot of the show, and that's it. Not for any reason whatsoever. We just need it to do this. We need to ignore the Force so that May can replace OSHA, and just, we're going to use the Force as telepathy. We could use it all the time. I think there was a time they were throwing things when back in the past we would see, Darth Vader throwing things at Luke. So it just becomes this matter of convenience to tell the story, and not anything that even remotely serves as a power of any kind. Well,
episode 5 was the best of the series so far. It's not saying much because the story was dumb. Things you can pick apart. I wasn't invested really in the characters, so their deaths were not really meaningful.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. I'll say one shocking thing. Well, first of all, the episode was shocking. I'm going to shock you right now. I will say something Disney Plus can use in the marketing of The Acolyte.
Okay.
This is a quote from Film Threat. The Acolyte is the most talked about series on Disney Plus. Because it is the most talked about series on Disney Plus.
Sadly, it's not the most viewed series on Disney Plus,
or the most widely liked series, or the highest rated, but it is the most talked about. Give them credit where credit is due. And I will say that it had moments. It had moments this episode. No, I'm serious. It had moments.
Give me the one moment.
The lightsaber skewering, the lightsaber boomerang, the actor who plays Keemer was the best of the series. He is really good. He's the best. Okay, wait. He is the best actor who speaks English in the series. So Soul is out. there.
I mean, that whole boomerang thing. My biggest problem with that one is there's no sense of space. He throws the boomerang, it slices through the trees. Of course, we get this dramatic moment where you see the trees falling, and then all of a sudden he catches it again, or Soul deflects it, and then a second later, Kimmer catches it. That's my problem. It doesn't work itself out from a distance standpoint, from a physics standpoint. They're just stringing together pretty images to tell a pretty story. Physics be damned, logic be damned.
Well, look, I expect this is the best episode. The heights have been reached. This is the best we're going to get. It's all downhill from here.
No, because I have to believe there's another flashback sequence coming up,
and
either in the next episode or the next one.
Yes, another flashback, so we find out what really happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think one of the mothers is coming back. I still believe that.
All right.
I was wrong on my prediction of the stranger. You predicted it.
Yeah, I'm going to say that next. I'm hoping the next episode will be the flashback. Now that the pieces have been placed, we need to go back in time, and then if they were smart, they would go back in time and then give more origin, more context to the pieces in place, and let it play out from there. I'll give you my lame prediction for Kimmer, or for Smiler Ren.
Please.
That's Palpatine.
What?
I know it's. It wouldn't surprise me if that was Palpatine. I know we can deal with the years, that maybe he's too young, but hell, does that matter anymore? The fact that he's Filipino,
or
does
at
that
the
matter
end,
anymore?
At the end, he renames himself. I go by a new name now. My name is Darth Plagueis.
Darth City.
That's what he could do. I go by it. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at the end of Rise of Skywalker, Rey names herself Rey Skywalker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't he name himself Darth Plagueis? There will be some connection between the prequels and this series. There will be.
Yeah.